Buffett said, you only have to do a very few things in your life right, as long as you don't do too many things wrong. And that, I believe, is the epitome of investing success. In today's Investors Hangout, we will discuss how the biggest and the most common mistakes keep you away from achieving your financial goals. At the same time, we'll also be telling you how to avoid these mistakes. To answer all my queries and your queries, we have with us the CEO of Value Research, Dhirendra Kumar, with us. Dhiren, welcome to Investors Hangout.
Thank you.
Today's episode is brought to you by Aditya Birla Sun Life Mutual Funds and Value Research. My first question, Dhiren, which are the two major things which attribute towards the big mistakes the investors make?
Investors make a lot of mistakes, but plenty of, a large number of them are behavioral. But I think the biggest mistake which people start with is not start. The delayed start, when you start, if you don't start early, that's one of the biggest mistakes. Starting early, howsoever small, is critical, because that is not only one is that the magic of compounding works beautifully, and early demonstration of how compounding works, because any kind of, if you see anything on the blackboard in a classroom, you don't appreciate it till you actually see that you saved 500 rupees a month, and after 3 years with a modest growth and that accumulation, you have been able to build something which you never expected. The magic of compounding when demonstrated to people. So not starting early is one of the biggest mistakes, and this is a global phenomenon. And also, there are odds against it. Initially, early when you start earning, that's the time when you have,
You're happy with the PF contribution that is done. That is enough.
That apart, you just have too many expenses. You have too many aspirations.
Yeah.
You are getting started. You have never earned before, so you'll have just too many things. So savings, don't occur in, do not cross your mind. Then comes, belief in fixed income. Historically, when your parents will say that PPF account, the safety first. So that is another thing, fixed income orientation and the belief in, the need for safety. Of course, and lack of appreciation of what is safety, what it means to you, what is unsafe, what is truly unsafe. Is your money being volatile? Is it lack of safety? So these are two biggest mistakes which investors should try and avoid. These are the foundations. Not having a fixed income orientation, just have that fixed income orientation for your emergency money and the money which you need to consume immediately.
Okay.
Rest of it is long term, and not having that fixed income orientation and starting early. Start investing the day you start earning.
Yes, that's a mantra. Start investing the day you start earning. All right, what about, somebody started investing. Let's move from there.
Yeah.
What happens? I feel that I've invested in 15 funds. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
That's not okay. One has to really understand that what is the goal of investing when investing in funds? You are trying to diversify.
Right.
You are trying to do it in a convenient manner. So with your 500 rupees, you are able to diversify, which for an investor will be very difficult otherwise. And investing in too many funds, this is the most common mistake, because people think that, fund industry is also to be blamed to an extent. That everybody is claiming a certain performance, a certain behavior, a certain portfolio, a news story, and people buy into those stories. So it is the consumer product orientation that that something with an extra feature. Funds are being sold like that. So you think of buying, okay, let me have this too, extra feature, extra flavor, something, and that doesn't help. Have 2-3 funds can actually fulfill the needs of most investors.
So it is all psychological. Unless and until I have too many funds, I'm not doing enough in life.
It is actually not. People don't want to invest in too many funds. It so happens that some fund claims a performance at a certain point of a certain kind, that investors are tempted to invest in that. Okay. They think that it's not a compromise. Yet another, mutual fund is a good thing. Investing regularly is a good thing. but too much of a good thing may not be a good thing. And that is what eventually happens, that if mutual fund is good and if you're investing regularly is good, then what bad can happen? But by virtue of owning 15 of them, it will do no good, because you end up having some of it will do well, some of it will do extraordinarily well, some of it will do poorly, some of it will be extremely disappointing. And the net result of all your 15-20 investment will be that you end up with an index return. If you have to earn the return which index provides, why pay these super expensive of 3%, 2.5%? Go for a index ETF which will cost you, 10 basis point, 5 basis point. 1 basis point is 1/100%. So in that sense, go for the cheaper option. You will be assured, because many funds will beat the benchmark, many funds will not beat the benchmark. At least by investing in an index fund, you will be assured that you will actually match the index all the time, never beat, never underperform.
Okay. Which are the other common mistakes that people make, according to you? That they have to be careful of.
People get excited about investments. People get excited about the investments at the very inappropriate time, and they invest lump sum money. If the market has gone up by 10% last month, then a lot of investors who have been waiting or have been thinking, they think that they have missed the bus. They need to catch it right away, and trying to play that catch up. They invest a large amount of accumulation, their earlier savings at one go. That's a bad idea, because the biggest problem which investors face once they catch a market high is that they stop investing. There is no method to their investment plan, and after that, if the market corrects, if the market goes down, then they wait to break even, and then they take their money out. Once if you invested a lakh of rupees and market goes down by 10, 15, 20%, your lakh of rupees becomes 80,000. Then you keep waiting for it to become 1 lakh rupees.
Okay.
And if it becomes 1,05,000 rupees, you take your money out and never come back again, because you are scared, and you will recall that, okay, last time I invested and after 3 years I made no money, and I actually took, and it was an opportunity loss. My savings bank account would have given more return. My fixed deposit would have given even higher return. So mutual funds are no good. That particular experience, and then you deprive yourself of a lifetime opportunity of investing equity methodically. So invest regularly, never invest lump sum.
SIP is the mantra.
SIP is the only, even if you have lump sum money, even if you end up, even if you land up with 20 lakh rupees to be invested, don't do that. Don't invest at one go. Invest it over 18 months, 20 months, 22 years, 3 years, depending on how important that money is. The general rule which investors should follow is that you should invest the money. Normal conditions, you should invest the money in half the time as it has taken for you to earn it. Which means if you got your annual bonus, invest it over the next 6 months. If it has taken 3-4 years for you to earn something, then invest it over next 2 years. That will not apply to the retirement plan. Okay. Because if you have your lifetime of accumulation, it has taken 30 years for you to earn it, then you should not be spreading that money over 15 years. You will miss all the opportunity. And the maximum period that you should go should be 3 years, because 3 years has been a period, is a time period when you are able to average, you are able to average your investment over one half cycle, assuming that you start investing in a phase when the market is at its peak. Right. Then in 36 months, it will correct, or it will go, because the whole idea is to reduce the possibility of catching a market high. And with 3-year time frame, that's the max in which you should spread your investment.
So don't time the market.
Don't time the market.
Get into SIPs, and particularly when you're trying to save tax. It so happens that in March one wakes up, all my
but I would look at the tax saving bit, the ELSS, because it's human nature. We wait for the deadline. Till there is a deadline, we are not prompted.
So therefore comes your advice. That please.
Ideally, you should be spreading your investment over the 12 months. You should start your tax saving investment. You earn every month, make your tax saving investment every month. If you are going to avail the 1.5 lakh rupees full entitlement, invest 12,500 rupees a month.
Correct.
That's straightforward. But if you have not done it, Invest in ELSS, and if you actually wake up in March to invest, do that. With the mindset that for 30 years you will keep investing. That is also your SIP. This is your annual SIP. But if you have your 30-year time frame, by all means, wake up in the last week of March and invest it.
All right. Any other mistake that you would like people to avoid and be cautious about?
Yeah, 2-3 things which I find very common, which is, and now things are much clearer. Never invest in the dividend plan, because a lot of people invest in, people have the notion that if they are getting dividend, their investment is at work, it's performing. Not true for mutual fund. You can invest in a mutual fund, it can do poorly and it can still give dividend. So it is no symptom. Not only that, when you invest in equity, it's a long-term accumulation vehicle. Deriving that dividend amounts to getting your money back. So it's not a good idea. Stay away from anything which is, you invest in mutual fund primarily to diversify your investments. So don't invest in anything which is a thematic or a sectoral fund, because these funds are very tempting. Over any time period, they are either at the top or the bottom of the charts. So you will have a technology fund which will be the best performing one today, or you have the pharma fund which
Tomorrow you never know.
you'll have something else. You had the infra 10 years back, and so people get very attracted to those recent past performance. Avoid them. Your goal is to diversify and do well over a period of time. You are not here to perform well in 2018. You are investing to perform well regular and invest regularly. Do your SIP. Make it a habit. That's all that is.
So in a nutshell, what Dhiren is saying that start investing early. The day you start working,
Yep, absolutely.
that's the time to start investing, and do not think too much about the fixed income plans. Look at other things also, and not too many funds is what you need to be careful of. But don't time the market, get into SIPs, don't opt for dividend
Don't
plan.
stop your SIPs.
Don't stop your SIPs. Yeah. Concentrate on SIPs.
One thing which comes to my mind, an afterthought, that most people think of SIPs as a constant number, that I am doing a SIP of 5,000 rupees. Time passes, you earn more, your need for income will rise in retirement, so increase your investment. At least increase your investment by as much your income is growing.
Yeah.
So if your income rises by 10% a year or 5% a year,
Increase
your SIP,
Okay.
and it will translate into something more meaningful.
Okay. And of course, stay away from sectoral or thematic funds, and of course, invest regularly.